smoke a blunt on a blunt. I'm tryna let the money talk, but it get flipped by the lip. If you ain't tryna chase a bag, get you out of here.
All right, y'all. Welcome to another session of the Hood Buddha Podcast. I'm your host, BP, and this is session 9 of the Hood Buddha Podcast. Session 9 or session 8, y'all forgive me. I do too much. But we got another guest in the building, and I'm going to let her introduce herself. Go on ahead and tell the people who you are.
Hey y'all, I'm Rena Alise.
And go ahead and tell the people what you do out here in Houston.
Well, I'm not just in Houston, I'm worldwide, I like to say. But I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a makeup artist, content creator, and a fur mom.
All right. We
Let me lower.
Yeah, move it a little closer. All right. So she let y'all know what she doing out here. She's another entrepreneur out here, to all my entrepreneurs out here. So we're gonna get some insight on how it is being an entrepreneur. Now, before we start, y'all know what it is. It's the Hood Buddha Podcast, 100% transparent, and we deep dive into it. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, cut it off. So welcome to the Hood Buddha Podcast. First and foremost, we appreciate you for joining us.
I got a question.
Oh, okay, go
Can I
ahead.
curse?
Oh yeah, you curse.
Okay. I feel like
Hey.
I seen you cursing on there, but I don't remember.
100% transparent.
I know, but you get flagged on YouTube.
That's all right. YouTube's gonna have to be mad.
Okay.
100% transparent, 100% judgment free. So that's what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna do. So look, y'all, we gonna deep dive into it. So I like to start off every episode, every session, asking, how is your mental health? What is your current status mentally?
My mental health, if I can give it a scale from 1 to 10 right now, it would probably be at an 8, which is
8?
good for me.
I think that's pretty good.
I be stressed out, y'all. I be so stressed out trying to my biggest thing is living in the moment. I be all the way in the future sometimes.
Right.
And it's I don't even know what that look like.
So what you be focusing on in the future?
Well, I'll say my biggest goal in life is to just be free, have freedom in all areas of my life, mentally free, emotionally free, financially free,
right.
And just not even just for me, but for my whole family. So I kind of stress out if I feel like my family not taking the steps that I would want them to take so we could get there. And if we beefing or somebody in the family beefing, if I feel like I'm not on my stuff like I'm supposed to be, I feel like that making me stress, and I don't be living in the moment. It's it's nothing going on right now. So stop focusing on what could be and kind of live and enjoy what you are experiencing, because tomorrow's not promised anyway.
I mean, so with that being said, it sound like that's your trouble, right? Living in the moment, but you still at an 8. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I say this past week I kind of had to check myself. I meditate too. I'm big on meditation. So I've been meditating a lot this week, and that always helps me calm down, lowers my anxiety, and keep me real level-headed.
So you feel like you're a spiritual person?
I definitely am a spiritual person, for sure.
You feel like you've been through your spiritual awakening?
I feel like, yeah, but when you spiritual, you go through many awakenings.
Nah, you do.
You go through a lot. You get drugged through the mud like you starting over all the time. So the first one was probably the worst. I say that.
So how was because if y'all spiritual people understand that the spiritual journey is never ending. It's something that's just never gonna end.
Yeah.
So how was your first spiritual awakening, and what happened? What was that like?
My first spiritual awakening was really it was really lonely. I was by myself. I was going through a lot of stuff. I had just left college. Well, I didn't leave. I ain't gonna say I got kicked out, but I had to leave for financial reasons or whatever.
Okay.
So I was trying to fight my way to stay in college. I didn't tell no friends of mine, no family that I wasn't in school. I just was trying to get back in it and not let nobody know that's what I was dealing with.
Right.
Especially because I think the year before that's when I started paying for college by myself. So
okay.
that was already a lot, because I'm trying to make it to 8 a.m. classes, but I just closed at 3 a.m. from leaving work.
Mm.
So that, and then coming back and finding out like I can't go back, it was like I just did all that shit for nothing. And then on top of that, I ain't had nobody like, I ain't gonna say I didn't have nobody helping me because my family did what they could, but when you don't listen to your family the way they want you to listen to them, they kind of check out. Like, she not listening no motherfucking way, so fuck it. But with all of that going on, it was kind of lonely. So I was dealing with trying to figure everything out by myself, but not listening to. I still believe in a higher power. I'm gonna say that I still believe that there's a God. I don't believe in the traditional Christian God anymore, but I do believe that there's a source that connects everybody and everything. So not listening to the universe or God telling me like this is not your path. Like,
Right. Right.
sometimes we be thinking like this is what we supposed to do, but when something is like stopping you, then you have to just listen and understand like this is not for me. Not saying that it's never for me, but right now it's not. So I wasn't listening, but eventually you will get it.
So what I'm hearing is that you the black sheep of your family, number
Oh, for
one.
sure.
That's number one, and that you're not religious.
No, I'm not
And
religious.
that automatically right there will make you a black sheep because I went through that myself. But
Mm-hmm.
if y'all have been on a spiritual journey or a spiritual awakening, or if you're currently living in a spiritual realm, you understand a lot of people gonna fall off out your life,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, it's gonna be the ones closest to you. Like,
Recycle people
yeah, like
all the
and it be
time.
kind of hurtful because it be the ones that you want to come along with you that don't. They
Mm-hmm.
don't catch on, and they kind of
Yeah.
cash you out, and it's like it's either you or them. It's like you either gonna sacrifice your mental for them
Or
or
you just got to move on. No,
exactly. And
I agree. I lost a lot of like. I had a real big group of best friends. So we were best friends for years. I lost all of them. Every single one of them.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But it's like when you look back at it, you can't be nothing but thankful for it
Hmm.
because they'll hold you back, and
Yeah.
everybody got their own way of going through life. Everybody got their own time they go through awakening if they ever get to one.
Hmm.
And if you ever fortunate enough to have that awakening, I would say you are fortunate. If you ever fortunate enough to have that awakening, that's just kind of something I feel like we gotta understand. Like you're gonna be a lone wolf for a long time, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But then the other good thing about that is you start attracting and manifesting people likewise in your life with the same mindset. And
Hmm.
then you start linking up with, people that's gonna go to where you wanna go and have the
Hmm.
same goals as you. So that's
It's bittersweet. It's a bittersweet experience, but it just teach you a lot. I feel like I've been learning a lot about myself.
yeah,
That was the biggest thing because I'm the baby of the family. On one side, I'm the baby and only girl,
right,
and on the other side, I'm the oldest girl.
right.
So it's like I'm stuck with like all the attention all the time on
Mm,
both sides. And my family, it's kind of like one big family because they grew up together. So
right,
like my mom and dad, they dated for, I think my mom was 13 when they started dating. So like my family is real connected. So
right,
it's like every time I did something, I was always hit with so many people or a lot. And my mama also is the baby. So her oldest siblings is like my parents too. Like they always
mm,
coming down on me, like just too much. I felt like I never could think for myself,
right,
like, or I
right.
could never do what I wanted to do or be myself unapologetically.
Well,
If
what's unfortunate about that spiritual journey is like, for one, if you ever get to the point of being spiritual, you kind of break away the things that you was taught.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and people that's not, they can't get out of that shit. They can't get out of
Yeah,
that mindset of what they was taught, and they think they know everything, and they think
exactly.
that the culture they was raised upon, the ways
It's the
that
only
is law.
way.
Yeah, and
It's like,
and that's
okay.
something that I myself, I do not go back and forth with. Like, my
Mm-hmm.
thing about me is that if you not open, I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, you can
It's no
have
point of
whatever
wasting your
way,
time.
yeah, like you can have whatever way you want to live, believe in whatever you want to believe in, but that does not give you the right to not be open to everything. Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's like I heard you say you're not religious. I'm not religious either.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the church. And I wouldn't say I was a church boy. I always had my doubts and my questions, but
Mm-hmm. But you
based
had to
off of
go.
exactly based off of somebody else's beliefs, I grew up as a Christian, but I steered away from that because I had my questions, and it's like I believe, I'm not, who am I to say that the things that's in the Bible is not true? I don't believe they are, but who am I to say it's not because I have no facts?
Right.
But at the same time, for people that's Christians to be like, oh, this is law, this is facts, and to be
Yeah.
like, nah, that's not facts.
Yeah.
That's
I
what you believe in. I understand that, I
exactly.
respect that, but that's not facts, So my thing is, if you not open, bro, I cannot deal with you.
Yeah,
Nah,
it's
I can't deal
I
with you.
look at it like it's no point in me wasting my breath. Like somebody had asked me. Now I'm also one of the people they call a conspiracy theorist. I don't claim myself to be a conspiracy theorist,
Mhm.
but only because I feel like a lot of the stuff that I say, I probably said it 4 years ago. It happened.
I'm
Like
a conspiracy theorist.
I'm into all of that stuff only because I question everything just for my own sanity. But I feel like when people they try to question you about certain stuff, I can try to answer the question, but I can feel like if you just like closed off.
Right,
Like they ask
right.
you, some people ask to argue. Like
Yeah,
some people
nah.
ask to argue. When I noticed that, I just be like, I mean, I could explain it to you, but I feel like you should just look it up yourself. That's what I tell
Well,
everybody.
most people problem is they listen to respond, not listen to understand.
Exactly.
And again, that's like one of my no's. I'm not dealing with you, bro. Like I
Save
don't
my
give a fuck.
peace because I'm not about to.
Exactly.
It's
You're
no
my
point.
mama, sister, brother. I don't give a fuck who you is. Like if you listening to respond and not understand, I can't deal with you, bro. Like
Yeah,
I can't deal with you. And
it's
it's
no
like,
point.
yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's people got their own way of living. It just kind of worries me that people not open. My thing with religion is that there's no way in the world that the higher power, God, however you want to call him, whoever you
Hmm.
want to call him, expects you to live your life based off a book or what somebody else see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like no possible way that you could believe, or you, I don't even want to say believe it, question it. For
Hmm.
you to feel like you can't question something is crazy to me. Like
Yeah.
how you say you got questions about stuff. I'm a
Hmm.
conspiracy theorist. It's like, all right, you know how people say the earth flat?
Hmm.
Who the fuck seen the earth to say it's not flat?
Right.
You
I
know what I'm
mean, when you
saying?
walk, we walk. I'm
That
not curved. I'm not
exactly.
falling over.
And that be man. And my
So
thing
I'm just
about
realist at the same
is
time.
you gotta be real. Like I say, like who the fuck been out of space to confirm that?
Hmm.
Nobody. And we only seen pictures that another human being fucking put in our face.
Exactly.
So, and that be my thing. Is like, all right, you don't have to necessarily believe the earth is flat, but for you to be like, oh, you're crazy and weird for saying
Yeah,
that,
that's the thing I don't
that
like. Like,
yeah,
how somebody crazy because they don't believe something that you ain't seen. Like,
exactly. Something that's not been confirmed.
yeah, I don't know. I just pray for people. I just tell I'm gonna pray for you. That's all I can do because I really just I just don't be caring at this point. Like I be thinking about so much other stuff. Like if you believe it, good. If you don't, good. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
you
I got a
can.
question for you though.
Okay, go ahead. What's your question?
Before I forget, I had to hurry up and say it. So I heard you was talking about like when you was younger, you was going to church, you was questioning or whatever. Some spiritual people believe like the church is evil. Do you feel like the church is evil?
Uh if I had to use that word, I would feel like the intentions of the church is evil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that they, and some is not purpose. Some churches and stuff have a good intention,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think the intentions are for people individually. I think it's as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So if that means evil, yeah, but evil as in what though?
Okay, so I'm gonna just say for me, and then you could tell me if you agree or not. So for me, like you said, I think some people's intentions are evil because if at the end of the day, a church is a business. Like a church is a
Right.
business. It makes money.
It
It
is.
makes money off of you, me, the backs of everybody, whoever. I do think that some people may go into church with the intentions to be a vessel and to be used to,
Mm,
pass on messages for the greater good of whoever is listening. But I think that once sometimes people get like corrupt in it, and then that's when it loses its purpose.
brainwashed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I read the Bible. Like I read the Bible, but not for Christianity practices. I read,
Metaphorically.
yeah, and sometimes I read it for like messages. Like it's stuff in the Bible that's really good, but it's not a book of laws. That's what, like, I
It's
don't
not
look at it like that.
it's not meant to be taken literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
I don't look
I
at it like
understand that.
literal stuff. Like you said, it's metaphorical. So I go to church sometimes just when I feel like, if I have a feeling like go to church, I'll go because I feel like that's a message I need to hear. I listen to my intuition.
Right.
So I went to church on Easter, and I walked in there and I just felt so uncomfortable. I felt so off. Like, and I was only going to support my best friend. She's in this whole, like, well, we're not talking right now, but she was in this whole little space where she just, I don't know. I'm just gonna let her have it. But I was just going to be supportive.
Right.
And when I got in there, I just felt very uncomfortable. And then I felt like it was just forced. Like, I don't know, it just felt so weird. And I feel like they was okay, so when you walked in a church, it was like a concession stand, like you go to the movies, like get
Right.
snacks and stuff at the concession
Oh
stand.
wow.
Then on this side, it was like a gift shop, like t-shirts, mugs. I felt like I was at Cracker Barrel. Like,
Right.
it was too much. And I'm like, in the Bible it say that church is the worshiping of, was it 3 or more people or something like that?
Right.
So why am I coming to church and y'all have a gift shop? Like, what the like, to me that just threw me off back. Like, y'all selling snacks in here? Like, if the Bible teaches fasting, why you got snacks with all this junk? Like, it just didn't make no sense to me. And people be saying like, oh, you just don't believe in God. And I'm like, no, if anything, I know the Bible more than half the people that say they know it.
So that's what drives me about religious people.
But then I walk in the church and y'all got all these things to make money, and that's not
people
what we
listen,
here
for
for.
some reason people think that you have to be religious to believe in God. And that is completely false, because if we being real and we being logical, the facts is that religion was created to have social structure.
Right.
And if you sit back and think about it, that's literally what it do. We have all these different Bibles, all these different religions, all these different God names, but it's one fucking world. It's one universe, but we have all these different subcategories, and all it does is it put peoples in category, and it controls structure, like social structure. So that's one alarming thing for me. Like, you, just because I don't believe in religion doesn't mean I don't believe in a God or a higher power. Like, and I heard you say how you still believe in the Bible and read the Bible. I don't, and it's because it's like how you said how you walked in the church and didn't feel right. I literally do not feel right by reading that, and I know it's not literal. Like, I do that. I do believe that there's people that accept that it's not literal, and it's metaphorically, and it's for their hope and it's for belief, and I respect that. But I just feel like a lot of people, Christianity was forced on us, so we didn't have the option to learn other things. So it's like you can have a belief and look at other things metaphorically, but you limit yourself there because that's all you was taught.
Right.
That's all that was put in front of you. So that's kind of why I don't do it metaphorically or literally to steer away from what the hell I was taught to
I get what you're
all my
saying.
life. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's
you don't
so
want to
much
be
more.
put in that box of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I get
and
that.
I feel like it's so much in this world that's behind our understanding. Like, for anybody to think they know everything is fucking crazy to me. Like, you can't know. It's no way possible you can know everything. Like,
no, for sure.
And
we're not supposed to know everything.
You're not.
You're not. That's just not. It's not what you here for. Like, you here to do what you here to know what you supposed to know and do what you supposed to do and be gone. Like, you here to do your job and leave. Like, it's that simple.
And that's another thing for me, like with religions. Like, I feel like God gonna speak and tell me what the fuck he want to do through me, not through nobody else. And not literally, but like, cause I know, we can get messages through other people, but I can't go sit and listen to no pastor telling me how to live my life when God didn't tell me that. Like, he didn't talk to me and told me do this. You know what I'm saying? So,
and you know when something is for you. Like, you just know. Like, you feel it in your spirit. Like, damn, that was for me. Like, you be like, damn, I was just thinking about that this morning. Like, So I feel like people be going to church because they lost. Like, I really feel like a lot of people go to church because they lost and they don't have they have like imposter syndrome. Like, a lot of people I've noticed have imposter syndrome. So I feel like they go to church to try to like latch on to something, to claim something, to feel something, because they just lost. And I don't know.
And
That's why I
that's
said
funny.
I didn't like when I went in there. It just threw me off. And I never felt that off about a church before. Like
Right.
it just threw me way off. And then the pastor was preaching and everything was just going over my head. And I'm just in here like, when the fuck we gonna leave? That's all I was thinking.
That's how I used to feel as a little boy in church. Like, you know how they say in the Bible not to question shit?
Mm-hmm.
Even when I was going to church, I used to sit there and question, like, nah.
Like, what am I here for?
like how the fuck it's like, all right, they say Mary had a kid as a virgin, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I told you I saw a flying unicorn, you'll look at me stupid.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly. It's
like
like all this magical stuff in the Bible. But then if
exactly.
I say like, I ain't gonna lie, 2 years ago I saw a UFO. You ain't see that shit. You was high. Like, okay,
Exactly, and that's what,
I'm lying.
bro. That's what kills. And
I did see a
honestly,
UFO though, y'all.
I
For real.
I believe you too, and I really feel like shit. If Christians was open like that, I probably would have wound up staying in religion because it's
Yeah,
like, all
because it's
right,
like it's
y'all.
open to conversation. And
Exactly, it's
then I
open
could
to
talk
all
to you, you could talk to
possibilities,
me, and we could figure out like,
but
that's
it
what we
ain't
supposed to do. But another thing I did when I went through my first spiritual awakening is I didn't just question Christianity. I looked deeper into it because I wanted to make sure that when I leave, I don't come back because
right,
I don't want to just do something because I'm temporarily feeling some type of way.
right,
So
right,
I dove really deep into Christianity, into every other religion you could think of. I
man,
studied everything. Like I looked into everything. And the main thing that I realized, every religion, the story has a Jesus, has either the mother or the Holy Spirit, and it has God. Every single one. Every single one. Every single one. It's the same exact story.
right.
The
It's
same
written
one.
by different
But
people,
it,
different versions.
and the only reason I tell people like I said, I read the Bible just because, not read it now, but like I read it and I like studied it. If you read chapter 27, Deuteronomy, it tells you that God was upset with us because we wasn't listening and we killed ourselves. Basically, that's
Mm,
what it was saying. Like we killed Jesus, we killed ourselves. It said we killed Christ, and if you look up the etymology for Christ, it means black. So
mm,
basically, it said we killed ourselves, and he separated the lands so that we wouldn't be able to communicate with each other no more.
right,
So then when you think about it like that, and then you got all these different religions, everybody telling the same story, is because we couldn't communicate with each other no more. So
right.
now this tribe done said this is how it happened. That tribe said this is how it happened. This tribe said this is how it happened. When they talking about the same exact shit. So we fighting and killing each other over the same
Stupid
shit.
shit.
Don't even make sense. That's another
And
reason I don't believe in religion, because it
right.
creates war.
It does. Like I say, it creates these whole bunch of subcategories. It
Mm-hmm.
separates us. It puts us in division, and it's just a social structure in society. And I don't believe in that shit. Like I
Yeah.
just really don't believe in all these subcategories and all these
Mm-hmm.
different beliefs and stuff. It's like we all come in this world the same way, and we all leave the same way, and we all living in the present in the same present. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, all these other different stories and such, it's
It's just
like
unnecessary. It's
it
like
really
y'all
is
can keep
like
all that.
it really, and it's like, to me, it's like you cannot argue that. You could believe in whatever you want to believe in, you have the right to,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't argue the facts of that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we talking about? Like, and if you sit there trying to argue that point,
Some
you
people just be
lost.
stuck. Like right
Yeah.
here, they be stuck. Like right here. It's crazy. Oh, I got a funny story time about that. So you know how you said like you don't like to talk to people that's not open minded or whatever. It's
Hmm.
just no point. I've been thinking like that for years, but I had was talking to this boy, and we were supposed to go on a date. This is how I should have known. I should have just canceled it. We were supposed to go on a date, and something happened to where he couldn't go, but he wanted to come over and hang out.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, this all I'm thinking is this nigga trying to fuck. That's the first thing I thought, like this nigga trying to fuck. But I'm like, it's cool, I got a trick for him. So I was like, okay, well that's fine. We don't have to go out. So I'm gonna order the food and pick it up on your way here. So
Right.
I'm the type, if you play with me and we going out, I'm ordering everything on the menu. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna run it up. Cause don't play with me. So I ordered the shit that I wanted. I ordered me some crab legs, some shrimp, some seafood gumbo,
Oh, you ran
some
up the bill,
pasta. I
huh?
ran it up because don't play with me like that. Like, don't do that. So he came over, we was eating. And I don't even know we was watching somebody talk about they was doing like they was high, but they was doing a mukbang or something.
Mhm.
And they was talking about like aliens or some shit. And I don't know what we started talking about. We were talking about something on there. And then he had asked me about like religion. And I told him like I'm not religious or whatever, but I believe in a higher power. So he was asking me why. And I stopped him right there. I was like, I don't want to go down that road. Because
Right.
I just know like everybody don't get it. So
Everybody
it's
can't
no
get
point
it.
for me to even like keep it's no point for me to talk about it with you. So he asking me and I'm telling him like, okay, I'm just tell you, but don't ask me too many questions because I'ma just end a conversation. So I'm talking, y'all. He starts going in on me. When I say going in on me, I'm thinking this nigga finna hit me. I'm like,
Damn.
damn, what the fuck did I say wrong?
Damn.
So I'm like, all right, let me text my daddy because I'm gonna have to kick this nigga ass. Like he was
He got
going,
defensive.
man, what?
Oh
He started
yeah.
standing up and like talking over me. Like I felt like I was really finna get hit. I'm like, just get the fuck out. I
Sit your
instantly just
ass
had to tell him,
down.
get the fuck out. Like he started yelling. I'm like, you need to get out. I told him, I'm like, you got 10 seconds or your ass gonna be dead. Like, you need to get
Right.
out. He ended up leaving. I had to block him. I'm like, Lord, what the fuck was that? I'm like, see,
Bruh, that's
I would never
exactly
get
why.
that angry over some shit like that.
That's
Like,
exactly
it
why
was
people don't
crazy.
believe in that religious shit, bro. Because there's no way in the
Yes.
world you should be that in depth of something. You that closed minded. Like it's
Yes.
just
It was
it don't
so
make no
scary.
sense, bro. And that's how most of them are though. It's like
Yes.
if I tell you I don't believe in what you believe in, you think something wrong with me.
Yeah. And
No,
I
what
was
the
so
fuck is wrong
like,
with you? Like,
I'm like, why is he this mad? I'm like, this is why I didn't want to talk about it. And the whole time he's talking, y'all, I'm just looking at him like, what the fuck?
man, hey. So I heard you say something about imposter syndrome, and I think I want to talk about that because that's like a topic I feel like everybody at some point in their life go through imposter
Mm-hmm.
syndrome. Like, cause I heard you say like you the black sheep of your family, and you don't want only better for you, you want better for your family, and it's like when you understand the depth of what's for you is for you and
Mm-hmm.
not just doing what you think is next or what you was told is next, you go through all these imposter syndromes of how can I
Mm-hmm.
get there? What should I be doing to this? And your intuition can tell you one thing, but it don't be enough all the
Yeah, you be
time.
like, I don't know. I feel like I should do
Right,
this.
right. And I go through that a lot. Like if you look at all the shit I do, bro, the damn podcast, the music, the clothing line, and
Mm-hmm.
even though I feel like intuitively I was brought there, but it'd be like, all right, what's gonna be the break? What's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen? What's gonna be next? And and it's definitely levels to imposter syndrome. Like some people just straight up fucking stuck doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's people that accepted what they don't want to do, don't know what they really
Settling.
want to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
like so it's levels, but I feel like everybody do go through some type of imposter syndrome. So how you feel like you could relate to that?
I feel like kind of like what you was just saying, how you use like you do your music, the podcast and this, the photography and everything. I feel like I feel like that's not necessarily imposter syndrome. I feel like a millionaire got 7 streams of income. I
Right.
look at it like when you doing all those things that put you in a space where you can be yourself and creative, that's more so like a version of expressing different parts of you. I feel like that's different parts of you being able to come together as to who you really are.
Right.
So I don't feel like that's imposter syndrome. I feel like my biggest thing, what I struggled with was working a job. That was my biggest thing because I what was it, December 31st, 2019, I told myself that was the last day I would ever have a job. After that, my business took the fuck off. Like no, that was COVID, like the next year.
Mm,
Like I was blessed to not have be affected by it at all.
right.
My business was still doing good. Like I felt like I was divinely protected from whatever the world was
Right.
going through. I wasn't even in the same space.
Right.
So I feel like once I sat in my purpose and did what I felt like I knew was right, I was good. But then I started feeling like the pressures of everything else kind of getting to me.
Right.
And I went back and got a job. And I lost so much more money. When I lost so much money,
And that's
once
imposter
I did
syndrome.
that was imposter syndrome
Yep.
because I'm like questioning myself and not really listening to who I know I am, but I'm over here doing what I think is right instead of doing what I know is right.
What society says is right.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of meant by, imposter syndrome, because you could have, like I said, the intuitive stuff that you know you should be doing, but so much other shit going on to where you kind of look at other people doing this and it's like, should I be doing that, or is this happening because I'm not doing this and I'm not, and that causes confliction until you get to the point where you fuck around and go do something you shouldn't have,
and then
the
you
universe
like,
show your ass. Like, I told
like, you
your
don't listen,
ass,
I'm gonna make you listen.
and you know what's so funny you say that, because COVID was my start. Well, really before COVID, 2019 for me too. I had my baby, and she was 3 months, and I quit my job. Everybody was like, "Damn, you have a baby and quit your job?" And I was like, you know what? Because second I saw her, I was like, I'm not trying to pass down this fucking work for people shit and live this same life the people before me been living. I'm like, you know what? It got to start with me somewhere, some way, somehow. If somebody else before me did it, I wouldn't have to be doing it. So let me start now. So, and then obviously COVID hit after that. And I was like working for myself about 2-3 years until life started lifing. You know what I'm saying? And responsibility started hitting. I decided to get a job. And that's when I moved out here, got one. Lost that I worked there for a year, ended up losing that job, right? And I was like, you know what? That was my fucking lesson. I had no business going get that fucking job. And it's been like the last 2-3 months been me getting back to the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Solely the entrepreneurship, because I never stopped doing what I doing, but I was also
but you wasn't
doing
100%.
Right. So now I'm back to that. And it's so funny because the people I used to work for text me today. I kid you not. They text me today. They like, man, we need you back. Can you come back with the way? And I'm like, fuck no. I said, you know what? That's a test right there. And I ain't failing it no more. Like I said,
the universe will definitely test you to see if you're ready for the next level.
Yeah,
and I've learned that like you'll repeat it over and over until you figure it out.
But you know why people stay in the same position? Because they think that when you start leveling up, they think that shit gonna be easy or you gonna be comfortable. And that shit do not work like that, bro.
It gets worse. It gets worse. So much worse.
Yes.
So every time you level up, you get another spiritual awakening. I've learned that. And it gets worse. Like I'll say I'm going through one right now. I was past few months dealing with a lot of shit. Right. A lot of crazy stuff that I never even knew would happen. But it's because I didn't listen to my intuition. I told my mama and my friend, like, I need to stop waitressing. I literally told them, like, I want to stop. Like, I want this to be my last year waitressing. And something was telling me, like, stop doing that shit. Like, it's cool. It make me some decent money, but, like, I'm better than that shit. Like,
it's not so fulfilling.
Yeah, it's like, and then being in the club all the time, every day, it's so many bad spirits in the club. It's so many bad spirits. Like, I was drinking more. Like, I could see it in my face. Like, I know I'm pretty. Like, I know I look good. So when I look at myself in the mirror and I don't recognize my beauty, I'm like, hold the fuck up. I done looked the same my whole life. Like, and literally, like, right after I told them, like, I need to stop this, I went to jail the next day.
Damn.
I went to jail the next fucking day because I went back to the club. And it's crazy because I told myself, like, I was in the bathroom getting ready, like, should I even go? I kept saying, like, should I even go? Like, I shouldn't even go. Boy, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to just go.
The universe will humble your
went right to jail.
Ass, boy. Universe will humble your ass. And that's one thing I know. Now nobody can tell me nothing about nothing. Like, I know. When I know. And it just ain't going to be easy. Everybody ain't going to agree. Everybody ain't going to be cheering you on. You're going to be 9 times out of 10 by your fucking
yourself.
Like,
Lonely.
But I do know at this point, I know what the fuck I should not be doing.
And who you shouldn't be with.
Exactly. And that's just what the fuck it is. Like,
my
I'm
block list. Man, I was one of the people, like, I don't block people because what if something happens to them? I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, hell no. If you say the wrong thing to me, you got to go. I'm sorry. I can't do it,
bro, because your peace, and that be my thing. Like, even with the job shit, bro, like, you can't put a price on your fucking peace, dog. Like, I don't give a fuck how much money, no job, or that shit is disrupting my peace. It's not fulfilling my soul. I am not mentally stable, and there's no price I could put on that shit. Like, even my people, they be like, So you rather be broke and not work a job? You'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
It might not make sense to you, but like, yeah, I'll figure it out. I know I'm gonna be good.
And the universe is gonna make a way for you every time.
And I was just about
Every
to say that. I
time.
was just about
Like
to
you
say
be
that.
thinking like, damn, I gotta pay that bill tomorrow. I got $5.
Boy,
Next thing you know, you wake up 500 in your account. You be what the oh, okay.
what the,
Every time. I'm telling
every
you, you just gotta
time.
really just trust. Like
And
you
that's
gotta
why
have
I'm at.
faith.
Like, you know, once you go and it takes for you to go through that believing that being being an entrepreneur and believing that, like, I don't know how, but that don't mean it ain't coming.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck gonna happen, but it's gonna take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? It's until you start doing other shit, thinking that this is what you should be doing because it's comfortable.
Yeah,
That's why
it's
you fuck
easier.
up at. Yeah, you fuck up like that. And
Yeah.
you dig yourself in a hole, and that's why most people they doing the same thing they was doing 30 years ago. You think that's just some temporary shit, but you're not really working towards nothing. No,
Nah, facts.
You
I
say
be
you
like, you
want
have
more.
been here how long? They be working jobs for 30 years. Like I worked at Applebee's. This one lady told me she been at Applebee's for like 7 years. I said, how the fuck? And she had like 4 kids. I'm like, I'm in college by myself and I'm crying because I can't pay for certain stuff or I can't.
Right.
It's either college or food. Like, and I'm in here crying
Right.
and you've been here for how long? Well, how many kids?
Hey, I look at people like that,
No.
and that's what motivates me to quit jobs. I be like, you been here how long? And
It's a
you
trap.
alright? I be like, oh fuck, it's a
It's a trap.
Yeah, and if you don't make the initiative to get out that shit, your ass gonna be trapped too. And like, so that's my word of encouragement to anybody. You questioning if you should start this business or you should start your own path and how to get out of your job, and you just gotta fucking do it. The second you stop thinking it's gonna be a comfortable way, or one day you're gonna be ready, or one day I'm gonna have this amount of money, it's never gonna fucking come. It's never gonna be easy. You're never gonna be comfortable. You just gotta fucking do it. Like,
yeah, and nothing's wrong with working a job. Now I'm gonna say
Right.
we're not saying that, but always understand that a job is like a stepping stone. Like this is what you need to get to where you're going, or this is what you gotta use, or you're gonna meet somebody here that's gonna help you get to the next spot.
Right.
Because I've learned that a lot of stuff that I've done, I be running into them people like, damn, remember we used to work back here, and now they got something or know somebody that I need to know. You know,
Right,
life is a full circle thing, and you don't want to ever stop yourself from having your full circle moments. Like you don't want to do that just by trying to be loyal to a company that if you die tomorrow, they're gonna have another you tomorrow. Like they not gonna waste no time. Like I done been sick, and people be like, oh well, when you can come back. Don't even ask if you okay or not. Like they don't give a fuck about that. So.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing, bro. You can't be living your life for somebody else. It's just like I should say, like, ain't nothing wrong with working a job. What you got to do is be intentional with what the fuck you doing. Every step in your life, be intentional with that shit. Don't just do something because you feel like that's what society say, or that's what your mama did, that's what your grandma did. Or no, be intentional with your steps in life and make sure that's getting you to where you want to be next in life. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck in the same spot you have for the rest of your fucking life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, it's like people say they want more in life, but they're not doing more. You can't expect more out of life if you're not doing more in life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the best words I have, like, was it a phrase that I ever heard was, if you want something different, you gotta do something you never did.
Yep.
Can't do the same shit and expect different results. It's just not gonna happen. It don't work like that.
And that's why I tell people all the time, I hate being comfortable. Like, every inch of me hates being fucking comfortable. Like,
every time you feel comfortable, that's when you fuck up. Something go wrong and you be down back, now you 5 steps behind every time.
And that's kind of be my thing with the job. It's like, to say I'm making the same amount of money every year,
day,
that shit just bothers the fuck out of me.
Like you not able to grow. Like there's no chance to grow. Like if they tell you, oh, you only gonna make 10,000 a year, it's like now you have to live in a bracket. Like you can't explore this country because this flight may be 10,000. Like your whole trip may be your yearly salary. Like you stuck in that box, and it's like it's people that make 500 on this video, and next thing you know, this video they made 5,000. Like it's room for opportunity.
It's always, and you know what though? I feel like people do not accept the fact that the power of your life is in your fucking hands. People truly do not understand that shit. Like a yearly salary, I've been around people make that shit in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For you, if and I understand that most people haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Most people don't know. They're really ignorant. Like, they think that, oh, my mama worked the job all their
Right.
life, and
That's what they supposed to do.
this is what I'm supposed to do. They haven't seen otherwise, and I understand that. But it's like you also see other stuff in your life. So if you think I see somebody make what I make a year in a month, and you think I'm about to settle for a yearly salary, you're
And I
crazy.
could go
I'm
do
not
it.
exactly
Yeah.
like, why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? I just wish that I could, spread that mentality to somebody. What is for you, what is for you. Like, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. You
Because
don't have
it
to.
ain't, sometimes your words fall on deaf ears and you just
Exactly.
preaching for no damn reason.
Exactly.
And it's not for everybody. Like some people supposed to be here and they supposed to be
Being a boss ain't fair for
yeah,
everybody
they
at
supposed to
all.
be a worker bee. Like
At all.
everybody needs a worker bee at some point. Like I'm not telling everybody that this is your chance, you got to do this, but if you have it in your spirit to change and do something, I always say go for it
Go
because
for it.
you fail yourself if you don't try. That's the only thing. Like you
And
become a failure if you just don't
and I
try.
guarantee y'all this, bro. I guarantee this. You will feel so much better by trying and failing than
Hmm.
not trying at all. Like, I guarantee you, it feels so much better to try whatever it is you want to try and fail than not trying at all. Like,
And take it for somebody that failed a few times. It really ain't that bad. Once it happened a few times, you be like, oh shit, well,
honestly, look, I feel
I'm
like
just
this.
try again.
Me, I look forward to failing and losing is because it's like you're gradually going towards something. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna
You're
get that
learning
W
lessons.
eventually.
Yeah, you're going to get it eventually.
You
But
gonna get it
for people to
eventually.
be thinking they're going to get some type of W and you not losing and making no sacrifices, that shit is not about to happen.
Yeah,
Like,
and the people that you do notice that's like famous that just shot to stardom like out of nowhere or they just became famous with no like previous failures, them be the ones that be fucked up the most. They be
right,
the ones in the worst positions. They be the brokest. They be the most drugged out. They be the most used up. Like they don't be having no sense of. They don't have no lessons that
right,
took them to that spot. They just.
right.
That's why people be like, oh, I just want to do it without the work. Like that's the worst thing you could do.
and
That's the
and,
worst
and,
thing you
and
could
that'll
do.
be my message. Like, like I said, everybody not a boss, everybody not an entrepreneur, but it is a skill. I feel like a trait that everybody should have. Like, don't think that your life is not in your hands. The power of your life is in your hands. Move intentionally. What you want, manifest it. Make sure what you asking out of the universe, you deserve it though. Like, a lot of people like to ask for shit that you don't deserve, or somebody that's praying. Like, you praying, make sure what you praying for, you actually putting the work in for. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
You got
make
to meet the
sure
universe halfway for sure.
exactly, make sure you're deserving of it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you putting in the work for this shit. Don't be scared to lose. Don't be scared to take chances. Don't be scared to fuck up or be uncomfortable. Or don't be scared to not know what to do. Like, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? But growing is uncomfortable. And I think people, the sooner you realize that, the sooner you will grow, the sooner you will get more out of life. Like, growing is fucking very uncomfortable. It's like growing pains. Like, that shit is uncomfortable. Like,
Facts.
so
And a lot comes with it too. Like you said earlier, you lose people, you lose parts of yourself. That was my biggest thing with growing. I couldn't elevate because like I was I was still holding on to the college version of myself. And I don't know why, but I was because I just felt like I was in my prime when I was in college. Like I was
right,
that bitch.
right,
Like I
right,
really
right,
was. So it
right,
was like I was like, damn, I was that bitch then. Why? You feel me? Like I still think I'm that bitch, but like I was really in my prime. So
right,
I'm trying to capture this new city and put it into the perspective of me being in college because that was also a new city for me. I'm like, shit, if I did it there, I can definitely do it here. And Houston wasn't accepting me like that.
right,
Like it was, but it wasn't. So it was kind of like it was fucking with me so bad that I'm like holding on to the past, but expecting shit to change. It's
right,
like that. It don't work
right.
like
It
that.
don't
Like
work like
I
that.
have to let all of that shit go from who I was because I'm not the same. I've been
Right,
through way more stuff since then.
right,
So it's
right,
like once I let all of that go, shit started getting terrible. Like that's when everything started. Once I was like, okay, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna move on. That's when I started growing. Crazy shit started happening to me. Like I got sick. I went to jail. I wasn't getting no clients. Like everything was just going wrong. But now I feel like I'm coming out of it. You get what I'm saying?
right,
Like I feel like I'm coming out of it now and stuff is getting better. That's why I said like, yeah, I'm kind of in these spaces, but I feel good mentally. Like
right,
I'm in a good mental space because I can kind of understand now. I feel like I learned my lesson in a way.
Right. And lessons are beautiful, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
life lessons are beautiful. They hurt like
Mm-hmm.
hell, bro. Like it's no easy way to go around. There's no avoiding them. They hurt, but it's beautiful, bro. Like because on the other end of all your hardships and challenges, bro, is growth. Like it's no going backwards. Like, but you gotta truly believe that shit. Like you gotta believe that. All right, today, you could be at an 8. Tomorrow you could be at a 1. That don't mean your life is miserable.
Exactly.
It's just it's a part of how life go. You know what I'm saying? So. But when you have that mindset, like, all right, today I'm at a 1, tomorrow gonna be better, or maybe next week gonna be better.
Right.
You're gonna get better. But
Yeah.
if you're not expecting better, you're not gonna get it. And most people just feel like they're not deserving of better, or they settle, or
self-sabotage.
I feel like this, like depression is self-inflicting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. You gotta get out that damn space.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's hard, but you really have to get out that space. You also gotta know your triggers. You gotta know what triggers you, and sometimes people trigger your depression, like certain places you go, like
having the wrong people around you.
Yeah, I feel like my car fucks with my anxiety. Because I've had it so long through like so much stuff.
That could be true.
It is. I really do. I really think that my car heightens my anxiety. Because when I'm in it sometimes, I be feeling anxious. And I'm like, nothing is fucking wrong with me. Like, why am I feeling like this? And I think it's because my car has been with me through a lot of shit that like over the past few years.
It's a trigger.
And then when I be in there, I feel like I'm back in some of them spaces. Kind of like I just time travel back into that space I was in. I had to throw some of my clothes away too. Like I learned that your clothes, everything carries energy. Energy don't die.
Nah, so it definitely, boy, listen, and that is so true, y'all. Like energy is a motherfucker. Like if we start focusing on the shit that we can see, y'all life will change, bro. Like it's not just about what you can see. And another thing I want to talk about is addictive distractions. Like a lot of people have a lot of addictive distractions in their life, like our fucking phones for one. Like
yes, that's bad.
It's so bad. It's terrible, bro. Like
I pray about it every day.
Bro, addictive distractions is a motherfucker, boy. Like especially looking at other people's lives and how they showing you one part of their life, they're not showing you everything. You trying to compare, and you're locked in your phone all day. You're not living in the present. Like it's like how you say how you struggle with living in the present, like. People gotta acknowledge the addictive distractions they got in their life and learn how to focus on what they want and what they need to do in life. And change starts with that. Like, listen, change is not as hard as y'all may think it is, bro. It could be something so fucking simple, bro. It's just simply breaking habits, like breaking old ass habits and developing new ones, like developing new ways of thinking and developing habits. So,
what do you feel like is, well? Can you name like 2 addictive distractions you kind of deal with now or have dealt with in the past?
I would say addictive distraction for me is my phone. Kind of just looking at things of people or places I know I should be, and not really doing what I need to do to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so that could be an addictive distraction to me. But I am fairly good with putting this motherfucker down.
Yeah, because you're aware of it now.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
So
like,
you're working on it. What was one that was in the past that like you overcame, but it was kind of like a problem?
Shit, I'll say for me, it probably was women. Like that was addictive. That was
You're gonna have to elaborate on that.
You got to elaborate. Women was addictive distraction because it's like, all right, because it's like I get women fairly easy. It's like no challenge for me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that was me. It was like a coping mechanism to be in a situationship with a woman or dealing with a woman. It was like kind of running away from what I actually need to address in life. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of y'all listening to this, y'all do the same, whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah,
but,
whether you recognize it or not either.
Exactly. And that, until I started realizing, like I was single for like 4 years straight. And it was like the best time of my fucking life. Like, cause it was like, dog, like that time for yourself. People so scared to be by themselves, not knowing that is the best thing you could possibly do for yourself.
And then once you get in that space, you don't want to be around no fucking body.
You filter out a lot of shit, bro.
Man, look, y'all got too much going on. I'm good.
Like, you filter out a lot of fucking shit. So, man, like being by yourself and doing shadow work. Do that
Yeah.
shadow work, bro. Do the shadow work you need to do and reflect on your inner self. Like a lot of people like to blame other people for the situations and circumstances
I
in
was
their
like
life.
that too.
I tell people all the time, my man, like, look, what the fuck did you do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't give a fuck what they did. You can't control what nobody else do in your life. What the fuck did you do wrong? What could you have done to avoid that? And that's
Yeah,
the only thing you
facts.
need to be worried about. And after that, deal with it and move on.
Yeah, that was me with my family. Like blaming them for a lot of stuff. Like I was always told growing up that I was disrespectful because I would try to like tell them like leave me the fuck alone.
Right,
Like
right.
it's too many of y'all. I can't deal with that every day. Like it'll be a family function going downstairs. I'm in my room with the door closed because I
Right.
just can't be around y'all all the time.
Right.
It was
Facts.
driving me crazy.
Facts.
And then like a lot of my anger, I was like taking it out on them. But then now that I'm older, I would say probably like a few years ago, I started to realize like they was just doing what they felt like they should.
Right.
Like once I realized like they ass ain't know no better for real.
And accepting people for who they is.
Who they is. Just like I want them to accept me for who I am. I gotta do the same
And you
shit.
know what though? I go through that too with my family. Like and I'm learning it, like to accept them for who they is. But my thing, you know what? Let me take that back. Cause I do accept them for who they are. My problem be with them not accepting me for who I am.
Yeah.
And they be like, oh, you don't never call or you don't never come around. It'd be like, bro, like, why would y'all think I come around? Y'all don't even accept or try to understand who I am as a person. But you want me to adapt and understand who you are.
Yeah, you want me to come sit in your face and talk about my life. And then in the back of your head, you like, no, this motherfucker not talking about shit. Like, I don't want to come talk to you.
And I'm at the place in life, I don't mind you knowing that. I don't give a fuck what you think about me, how you feel. And quite frankly, I don't care who you is. I'm going to cut you out of my life if you ain't benefiting. I can love you to death from a distance.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But understand that you could play a part in me being distant from you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I accept you for who you is, but please accept me for who the fuck I am. Like,
I'm big on loving people from a distance. Like, a lot of my friends, like, don't get me wrong. They blocked. They blocked as fuck. But I don't have no problem with them.
Right.
I don't have no problem with them. People probably think like that's fake. Like you don't got no problem with them, but you block them. Like what is something wrong? Like everybody don't need to be on certain journeys, and I've learned that like everybody can't be on this journey I'm on right now.
Right.
It's not that I have a problem with you, but like in order for me to move up and level up and become a better version of myself, you're in the way of that. You cannot be around right now. When I'm done, maybe I'll unblock you and we probably go get something to eat, my treat. And I'll let you know why I did what I had to do.
Right.
But at the time, you wasn't hearing me out. So it's like, I can't deal with it right now. I have a friend like that now. Like she just, some things I just can't deal with her.
Right.
And especially right now while I'm trying to like level up, I cannot deal with that shit. I need to be as peaceful, as clear-minded as I can right now. And she was in a way of that. She didn't understand like why. I'm like, bro, I cannot fucking deal with you right now. I can't talk to you. And I blocked her. And it was like, it's no beef. Like I just told her the other day I loved her. I did. I just told her I loved her on Instagram. She ain't not through text.
Right.
But I really feel like that. Like I don't have no problem with her. I would still kick it with her. Like if you really, really need me, I'll be there. But like at this moment, no. Like my family was like that too. Yeah, my family, I had problems with them like that. Like it was a period for like a year. I'm like, I can't talk to y'all. Like I just cannot talk to y'all. For my mother's sanity and my father's sanity, I did talk to them because I'm their baby. I wasn't there with them. So I'm doing that because I don't know how it feels to be a parent. So it's certain stuff I try to be understanding because I'm not a parent. So I can't just deprive them of certain shit that they need to be able to do as a parent. So you feel me? I was understanding in that part, but like everybody else, I can't. Not until I get my shit together.
You better than me because I'm tired of giving more understanding than I'm getting. Like,
I'm real loving though.
I'm
super mushy. I'm a mushy person. Like
I mean that's good though, and especially if you trust people with that of you, because a lot of people take advantage of that shit of you. So therefore,
no, they definitely do. My mom is super lovey too. Like I'd be like, God damn, this motherfucker's so sensitive. Like she's the most sensitive gangster you ever meet.
Right.
Like my dad is like that too. Like he act like he don't be caring, but he gonna find somebody to ask somebody to make sure they can get to me. Right. You know, he not gonna tell you that he sent them, but he gonna figure it out. And I know that about them. Huh? Yeah.
Me
and my dad the same sign. We be bumping heads like
what's your sign?
I'm an Aries.
Hey, that's my rising sign.
See, I don't know any of that stuff, like rising moon.
Astrology?
No. I'm into astrology, but I don't really.
You should tap into it.
I don't like go that far as like the rising, but I'm into it. Like I'll be like, yeah, I know what you is by the way your ass acting. Like I know that, but I never got to the like risings and all of that.
So like we got our earth signs. That's our main one, and then like our risings, and then our moon sign, and we carry our emotions in our moon sign. Like so, whatever your moon sign is probably what most of your emotions stem from.
Okay,
so
if I could guess my moon sign, I probably would say. My moon sign, I probably would. I don't know. I feel like I'm just Aries.
You know what time you was born?
I know all of that. I know all of that.
All you gotta do is type it on the computer.
See, I don't trust that. I feel like they trying to take my shit.
Nah,
they probably already got it though.
But you spiritual though, so it's literally logic. They take what the sun was set at, how the earth was rotated and all that, and that different time of that era, and then that's how they determine what you. So it's actually ain't none of that European
I'm into
stuff.
it though. Like I always tell people I'm the biggest Aries you're going to ever meet, especially because I think they're so cool. So my initials is RAW. And then like all of my stuff, like what is it called? Like my animal, like the symbol, like the ram and all of that stuff, it kind of be like the same as my initials. Like I made a painting and everything connected my name and it's all like the same. Like I think my ruling planet is Mars, which is a M, but if you flip it, it's a W. It's Mars, a ram, my initials, and there's something else I'm missing. But all of it is kind of like my initials. I thought that was cool.
Gotcha.
I got a painting of it. I'm going to show y'all one day.
All right, so you something from tapping in.
Oh, I get a gift?
Yeah, you officially a Fam Life member. Since this is the Hood Buddha podcast. That's some marketing stuff. It's like a sticker and a wristband. And got my QR code on the back to all my music and whatnot.
I feel special.
And that's some Fam Life merch. Yeah, so you're a Fam Life member now.
Okay, I love clothes.
We appreciate you tapping in with us. So go ahead, tell the people your socials and what you got going on, where they can follow you and where they can support you at.
Okay, so all my socials, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube is Rena Alise. I also have an Amazon storefront, so y'all can go ahead and follow me on Amazon. I earn commission on there, so show me some love. I just dropped a book. I dropped a guided manifestation journal, so go check that out. I'm gonna have the male version dropping soon. It's pink right now, but I'm gonna have the male version coming real soon. I think that anybody that's trying to reach a goal in their life or they have something that they want to do, that's the perfect book for you. It's 30 days. You just basically tapping in with yourself and your spiritual side. If you're not spiritual, you still can go in there. I got some scriptures in there for everybody. So I think that is the biggest thing that I feel like helped me. I feel like it can help anybody. So definitely tap into that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm only 400 away from 1,000. So go ahead and show me some love on there.
Y'all tap in. I'm going to drop all her links in the description. I'm going to put her Instagram in. Y'all tap in and follow her. We appreciate y'all for tapping in. We appreciate you for coming in.
Thank you. I enjoyed my
session. This was session 9, session 8 of the Hood Buddha podcast. We appreciate y'all. And until next time, peace, love, and blessings. We out.
But anyway, let's get back to this cheddar. Turn up in your hustle when your life gon' get much better. A real boss turn all his L's to a blessing. Life steady sending signs, but you never read the message.